gentlemen, and welcome back to Tech Showdown. My name is Kevin, this is my co-host Teddy, and today we're checking out some headphones. So I haven't done them for a little while. I'm going to be checking out the Razer BlackShark 2.0. So these are quite interesting. Straight off the bat, you can see they look quite head-turning. We'll get to that soon. Let's first just talk about some of the main features with this guy. So it features a stereo sound with enhanced bass, that's basically where the 2.0 is coming from. Sound isolating, circummural, I hope I'm saying that right, ear cup design. A detachable microphone for voice chat and mobility. We will be touching on this a bit later too. Audio and mic splitter adapter cable. Okay. Memory foam leatherette air cushions. Now these are worth talking about. So these feel really nice for a maximum comfort. And of course the drivers are 40mm neodymium magnet stereo drivers. So let's first talk about the looks of it. And as you can see, it looks pretty badass, I have to say. So these are based off military helicopter headsets, which some of you might have been able to figure out. So that's quite cool. It just has a really premium and awesome look to them. When you, if you're wearing these, they're really going to stand out. I like how this cable comes around the back here as well. That looks really good. I just think overall they look really nice, and I am quite a big fan of the looks of these guys. Now, comfort-wise, they have quite a bit of adjustment, and the adjustment is good in the sense that it won't slip. So you just use these thumb screws on either side to adjust the headband, so it's obviously not going to move much, but it isn't as easy as other ones where you can just pull them or whatever and it will just automatically adjust. But in the same sense, it won't, go out of adjustment. The headband has really nice padding too, and as I said, the cushions around the ear cups are extremely good. It is a bit more on the heavy side for sure, but it doesn't feel like it's you have a lot of weight on your head because there's still quite a bit of comfort. But the main comfort is definitely around the ear cups are incredibly good, so that's really good too. And there's quite a bit of movement here as well, if you can see on the camera. Yeah, so these have quite a bit of adjustment too, although it feels a little bit loose, I guess, but that's quite good. So they sit really nicely on your head, they feel really good, so I don't really have much complaints when it comes to them in terms of comfort. They do a really, really good job in that area. Now the sound quality. So this is kind of a mixed bag. The noise isolation is fantastic. As you can see, they kind of look like earmuffs, so that's definitely going to help with noise isolation. And they do very well. When you put them on, it muffles everything around you so you don't get distracting noise and all that kind of stuff. The sound quality itself is very boomy, which is very good depending on what type of music and games you're playing, but I quite liked it. It's definitely not a shallow sound quality, that's for sure, so that's a really good thing that it has. And it's very loud as well. There's no inline adjustment, as we might talk about a bit later, so everything has to be done on the computer, which is, a bit of a letdown. But even with that in mind, you can set the volume levels quite low and you'll have plenty to adjust. With this guy, I was leaving it at like 30%, 35%, and that was, plenty. So you're never going to be running out of volume with these guys, that's for sure. However, being at 2.0, it is a little bit of a letdown, especially with the price that these guys are coming in at in New Zealand, which is $219. It is quite a lot of money for something that's, not, 7.1 or 5.1 or anything like that. As I've said previously, I'm kind of have mixed feelings about them too, but still, I don't know, it is quite a bit of money for what you're getting. Now the mic quality. So this mic has a heap of adjustment. It can be removed. There's a cap which goes over here so you don't just have a horrible hole. So the mic's got plenty of adjustment. You pull it out like this. There's adjustment here, adjustment at the very end too. So lots of adjustment. You're going to be able to get it exactly where you want in front of your mouth. So that's quite good. The mic quality itself, just to show you guys. The mic quality itself is very good. So you can get it really nice. That's going to be very good. It is quite large, so it does stand out. But I think it looks really cool when you got it down. So that's good. Yeah, and I was very impressed with the mic quality, and I think it's really good, so that's definitely a redeeming factor. Finally, the build quality. So these definitely feel very premium in the hands, although I have heard a few funny things about them, mainly because this metal is quite thin, and also just side to side in that, as I said, it feels a little bit loose. It's kind of hard to describe. It's, yeah, so, yeah, there's just a few worrying things about it. One thing while I'll say while I'm here is this cable is not very long, you know, it would be like my arms outstretched long. So it's a 1.3 meter cable, I believe. It's not really long enough, even though mine just goes straight in right here on the computer at the front. It's still dangled down a bit. I kind of let them down like on my lap out of the way, so that's a bit of an issue. But it has the splitter with it, so that will allow you to extend it a bit, so that's fine, and then you won't have that problem just from the factory if you're using it as is. Although the flip side to that is that if you were to wear these out in public, say if you had the mic removed, because you definitely don't want to go in a super cool mode, it'll be quite tidy. You could put it down your shirt or whatever kind of setup you want, and that'll look quite good. So that's another thing to consider. That brings us to the conclusion then. So it has a premium look to it. Looks definitely really good and really, really nice comfort. I was very impressed with that. Really great 2.0 sound quality for music, games, everything. It's going to do really well in that sense. But the main problem, and why I don't recommend this to you guys, this is my consumer advice, real talk. I really wouldn't recommend them because it's just too much money. At least they are here in New Zealand. Maybe where you live, they might be a bit cheaper. Maybe in the United States they're cheaper. However, for something that's been out for a little while now, it's too much money. It just is. It's like, it's just not worth it for the money. If it was, say, $100 less in New Zealand, then I could go about recommending it. But not at this price point. It's just too expensive. And, yeah, things like the HyperX Cloud are much better value for money, and they're coming in at, you know, $80 less than this guy, I believe, right now in New Zealand. So I would recommend that, and there's plenty of other ones which are a lot cheaper that you could, from say the Corsair range as well, and from SteelSeries, that you could get over this guy for a lot less money, and they'll do just as good of a job. Yeah, they may not look as outright fancy as this guy, but they'd be the better one to go for overall. So, from me, I can't really recommend this one to you guys. Now, I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.